In 2021, LEGO released set 75312 Boba Fett Starship, which was one of the first downscaled Slave ones, and while it was quite controversial at first, fans have now grown on it and actually don't mind the set that much. 4 years later though, LEGO released set 75433 Jango Fett Slave 1, which has more minifigures, more pieces, and increased price, yet still the same scale. So today I'm going to be comparing these two sets to see which one of them is actually better. To keep the comparison fair, I will be ranking them based on categories, being minifigures, playability, displayability, structural integrity, and finally value. And with that said, let's get into the minifigures. In 2021, we only got two minifigures, being Mando and Boba Fett. Mando was really good for his time, all the printing was solid apart from the helmet, which just looked a bit off, but apart from that, he's great. Boba Fett, on the other hand, is a bit off. The printing all around this guy is really good, especially the arm printing, but the helmet and jetpack should be a darker green. That's just non-negotiable. 2025 gave us three minifigures, being Llama Su, Jango Fett, and Young Boba. Jango Fett looks amazing, I just wish that he had arm printing to add on to the rest of his brilliant printing. Also, his arms and legs should be lilac, and I just wish one of his face prints had a microphone printed on. Young Boba is problematic. His arms should also be lilac, his belt should be black not brown, and he has an entirely wrong hairpiece or should have had a poncho included. I also wish that his legs were dual molded to show his black boots. On the other hand, Llama Su is just perfect. He has no problems and everything about him is amazing. If Llama Su wasn't included in the 2025 set, 2021 would have 100% won this category. But I think because Llama Su is included, I have to give 2025 the point, which takes us into playability. Both sets have some really good play features, but let's see which has the better play features. Both the Jango and Boba's Fett Slave 1 have stud shooters, however the Jango Fett Slave 1 has two more than Boba Fett Slave 1, which is so amazing. Both sets also have a cockpit with an interior, but Boba Fett Slave 1 can only hold one minifigure, but you can sit in two different positions, but Jango Fett Slave 1 can hold two minifigures or has space for Jango to sit in two different positions. Both have a handle built into the back, and while both of them work well, the handle in Boba Fett Slave 1 feels way more secure to hold, but Jango Fett's isn't too bad. The S-foils can both rotate due to gravity, but I prefer how it works in Boba Fett Slave 1 because it has a stopping point unlike Jango's, which just inaccurately keeps rotating and just looks very awkward. The loading ramps on both ships can be lifted up, but both of them have different purposes. In 2021, this area was a storage space for a Gamorrean guarding carbonite, but in 2025, you can push in this piece here to be able to drop some seismic charges, which is quite a bit cooler than the storage. Both sets also have a maintenance cart included, which can have a minifigure drive them around, but the 2021 version, however, could store the Gamorrean guarding carbonite, which is something the 2025 cart can't store, or store anything. It's kind of useless. Both sets have very similar play features that are done better or worse in the other one, but I think the seismic charges have to give 2025 the point here, which brings me on to displayability. Boba Fett Slave 1 looks really accurate. There are a few colour mismatches, but they aren't too bad. Jango Fett Slave 1 looks amazingly accurate though, and looks quite a bit more polished compared to the 2021 version. The stud shooters on the 2025 model do detract a lot more from the look of the set than 2021, which is one of the areas this is definitely worse in. Both come with carts, or better known as display stands, as both of them allow you to display the Slave 1s upright. They both serve the same purpose, but the 2025 one looks so much cleaner than the 2021 version. This category is honestly closer than I thought it would be, but the 2025 set looks a bit more polished, and I think the colours stand out more on the new set, which probably just gives it the edge over 2021, and therefore it wins this category, which brings me to structural integrity. Both of these models are very strong, and neither of them feel like they might break on you. If you hold both models from any reasonable place, they won't break. The foils for both can slip out if they are held vertically, but apart from that, they're both fine. I thought for fun that I'd test the maintenance carts as a tiebreaker, but both of them hold up fine, so both sets will get a point, which brings me to the final category, value. So the 2021 set retailed for £45 or $50 adjusted for inflation, £57.41 or $61.61, and the 2025 set retails for £60 or $70. The pound value is quite close to the 2025 set, but the dollar value is way off, so 2021 gets a point for value, which brings us to the overview. And the winner of this comparison by 2 points is Jango Fett Slave 1 with the scoreline 4-2. So while it may feel like the Jango Fett Slave 1 is overwhelmingly better, it really isn't. Most points Jango Fett Slave 1 got, it was like scraping the point where it was very close to a tie, and Boba Fett Slave 1, while it lost a comparison, is still a really good set, but just has been minorly improved for Jango Fett Slave 1. Before I started work on this video, I put a poll up on my channel about which of these sets you guys prefer, and as of me editing this, Jango Fett Slave 1 overwhelmingly thrashed Boba Fett Slave 1 by 80% of the vote. I mean, I just find that absolutely mental because, yeah, Jango Fett Slave 1 is definitely the better set. I was not expecting that much of a landslide between these two sets. It does prove what the comparison set out to achieve, in that Jango Fett Slayer of 1 is the better set, and if you do want to vote on this, by the way, this is the post on my community tab, so you can vote on it if you want to. Anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this comparison, and thanks for watching.